Hello, I'm Demara Stamler with Awakened Dreams Coaching and Consulting. I'm a transformation coach, and I'm really happy to be here with you. I know that I've met some of you and worked with some of you, and some of you I have yet to meet. But either way, I'm really glad you're here. I want to share with you today a particularly powerful true story that I think you'll get a lot from and really appreciate the points in it and the story. So this is a story about William H. Murray. William Murray was one of the 5 top mountain climbers of the time, and is still way up there in the mountain climbing world. But he didn't start out that way. Actually, he almost missed the opportunity for the greatness that was waiting for him. It almost slipped right by him. If you ask any mountain climber, they will tell you that probably the greatest achievement for any mountain climber is to summit Mount Everest. And by that, it means to reach the peak, to reach the top. And so that's something that is something mountain climbers really appreciate and aspire to, many of them. Edmund Hillary was putting together his team to do that very thing. They were planning to summit Mount Everest, and he wanted Murray to go with him. And so he reached out to him. And the thing is that with this particular expedition is that no one had ever reached the peak yet. At that point in time, no one had reached the peak of Everest. And it was going to require an investment of time. It was going to require an investment of money. Each of the climbers was going to have to pay their own way. There weren't sponsors at that point in time. There weren't companies that would sponsor them as we have today. So Hillary invites Murray to go on the expedition. William Murray wants to go. I mean, this is a big deal. And he asks him a question. He asks him, how much is it? And Hillary tells him. And Murray thinks to himself, I would really love to go, but I don't have that kind of money. No, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to decline. So he says no. Hillary takes the team up. They climb Everest. They have a great expedition, but they do not summit Everest. So a couple years later, Hillary puts together a second team, and he goes to Murray again. He says, Bill, we really want you to come on this. It's an amazing opportunity. You really want to do this. And Murray is thinking, yeah, I do want to do it. How much is it? Hillary tells him how much it is. And once again, Murray can't imagine any possible way that he could come up with that. And so he declines. And the team, Hillary's team, goes on the expedition, and they get a lot farther, but they don't summit Everest. Fast forward a couple years later, and Hillary's putting together a third team. And he goes to Murray again, and he says, Bill, I'm telling you, we are going to go this. It's going to happen this time. I can just feel it. You know, we didn't get it done last time, and when we came down from the mountain the last time, I looked up at the summit, and I just said, I will climb you. I will summit you. Because you're not getting any bigger, but I am. And so Bill's thinking about it. And he's like, I want to do this. This is, there's more of a fire in him now. He hadn't been able to go the first 2 times, and even though they hadn't summited, he would have loved it. This time he was like, I have to go. So he asks Hillary a different question. He asks him, how much will it cost to put a deposit down? Murray tells him, and it's all the money that Murray has. But Murray is committed. He makes a decision to put the down payment down, not knowing how he's going to come up with the rest of it. So he does. He puts the money down. And as it turns out, Murray attracts all the financial resources that he needs to go, and he does go. And not only that, Murray is the one who discovered the southern route that would take them and enable them to actually summit Mount Everest. And they did. They did reach the summit. They reached the peak. Murray writes about this experience in his book called Evidence of Things Unseen. And one of the famous quotes in his book that maybe you've heard is, absence of evidence is not evidence of absence. Think about that for your own life. Absence of evidence is not evidence of absence. Absence of evidence is just absence of awareness. Awareness of the invisible patterns that I talked about in the workshop. If you were in my workshops, there's an invisible pattern. So it's simply an absence of an awareness that there's a possibility. There's a way that you may not know. He goes on to have a really wonderful quote that you probably have heard at least part of and maybe all of, but I want to share it with you now because it's very powerful. He says, until one is committed, there's hesitancy, the chance to draw back, always ineffectiveness. Concerning all acts of initiative and creation, there's one elementary truth, the ignorance of which kills countless ideas and splendid plans, namely, that the moment one definitely commits oneself, then providence moves too. All sorts of things occur to help one that would never have otherwise occurred. A whole stream of events issue from the decision, raising in one's favor all manner of unforeseen incidents, meetings, and material assistance, which no one could have dreamt would have come their way. You have the potential for your own Mount Everest dream. And perhaps you can't see a clear path to get there right now. That doesn't mean that a path doesn't exist. It just means that you're still growing your awareness to be able to see the things that you can do to generate the result that you want. You're just growing your awareness. All that you're lacking is awareness. And that's something we grow into. Murray goes on in his book to say this. I learned a deep respect for one of Goethe's couplets. Whatever one can do, or dream you can, begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. And I just want to say to you that what's inside of you is far more powerful than any condition or situation or circumstance that you might be facing. What's inside of you is more powerful than that. You have tremendous power within you. So what bold action will you take? Take some bold action. Let today be the day that you take some bold action. What will you do? What is your dream? What action can you take towards that? Just know that I'm supporting you. I believe in you. And I'm cheering you on because I know you can do it. I've seen many people do it. I've done it. I know you can do it. If you were in my workshop, any of my workshops, you know that I offered you an opportunity to have a session with me. Complimentary strategy session. That's where we spend 30 minutes to an hour talking about what it is you would love for your dream. What are the things that might be getting in the way? We talk through that. And what's at least one step you can take towards that dream? That offer is still good. All you need to do is email me and we'll get you going. I will share with you what it would be like to work with me, but that's up to you whether that calls to you or not. And that's not my business, what you choose. I'm here to serve you, whatever that means. And it starts with a strategy session. So take advantage of it and don't let any time go by before you decide. Be like Murray, make the decision. I'm doing this, even if I don't know how I'm going to manifest this beautiful Mount Everest kind of dream that I may have. It just takes one step. Take bold action, as Goethe says. Whatever you can do or dream you can, begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. And so do you. I look forward to hearing from you. Have an amazing day. And I'll see you soon.